Hi yogis, welcome to this practice. So again, it is more of a prenatal flow, but anyone can do it. We're going to start standing and then we'll be moving to floor poses. It's a shorter practice today, so short and sweet. And yeah, so start at the top of your mat, standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. You may have your feet at about hip distance, or if it's comfortable, you can always bring them together. Arms alongside the body to begin. Drop the shoulders. And take a few deeper breaths, really filling up and emptying out. Dropping the shoulders, encouraging any tension to release out of your body. Becoming very present by tuning into your breath. One more breath like this. Good. Take your hands, palms together in front of heart center, Anjali Mudra. Lightly press your palms together, your fingers into the opposite, making that connection through both sides of the body. Begin to nourish the heart space behind your hands with awareness, closing the eyes down. Ground a little more into your feet, so take a moment to lift and spread the toes. Place them back down. Grow a little longer through the side waist, a little taller through the crown of your head. Let's begin with an Om. Taking a breath in. Being with that sweet resonance for a moment. And then blink your eyes open. We're going to come and do a Bhramari or humming bee pranayama breath. There's lots of different ways you can do this breath. Shutting off different senses. The variation we'll do today is we're just closing off the ears. So rather than placing the thumb into the ear, just close off that little flap. You can place the fingers comfortably. And ideally we'll have our elbows out wide, but if you find that becomes uncomfortable, feel free to move them as well. So this breath, Bhramari, humming bee, is very, very soothing to the nervous system, sending a message to the whole body that everything's okay, allowing the nervous system to soften, to relax. And it also has this way of really clearing out, vibrating out anything that's in the sinuses. Okay, so all it is a hum. So in a moment, we're going to be taking an inhale, and then you'll hum something like that on your exhale, but with the ears closed over. So the breath, or the humming breath, becomes more and more subtle. So we'll repeat it 5 times. So placing the thumbs just over the flaps, having the fingers rest comfortably, elbows wide if that's comfortable for you. Take a deep breath in. Close the eyes. 2 more in your own timing. Once you've completed your breaths, gently just move the hands away. Tuning back in to that sense of hearing. Opening the eyes up, beautiful. From here, we're going to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So if you are like me and you're pregnant, then you might want to take your feet even a little wider than hip distance. Otherwise, keeping them just underneath your hips. And we're going to take a little bend into the knees. We're going to sweep our arms forward. Inhale as we sweep forward and reach up. And exhale, we want to drop and reach the hips back. So it's not about how low you can go, but more about reaching the hips back and maintaining this length through the spine. 5 breaths. Building strength here in the legs, arms, building stamina, opening up into the chest. 2 more breaths. And coming out on your next inhalation, reach up. As you exhale to soften the shoulders, we're going to keep reaching the arms. Take a hold of your left wrist. And we're going to be leaning and stretching. So a little bend in the knees. Inhale. Exhale, leaning to the right. Stretching out through the left side. Inhale, center. Swap it over. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, release your arms nice and slowly, long. Exhale, again, just soothing the nervous system. We're going to come through a second round of Utkatasana. So if you are pregnant, this is really building strength and really building an inner strength for the work we've got ahead during labour. And for everyone else, of course, same thing. It is supporting you, building your strength, and giving you more to draw upon in your everyday life challenges. All right, so we're going to come in a second time, up to 10 breaths. So, just pace yourself there. Maybe it's 7, maybe it's 10. A little bend in the knees, sweep the arms forward, inhale, reach up. Exhale to drop the hips back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lean into the heels, keep reaching the hips back, softening the shoulders. Softness in your face. Fifth breath. Changing the arms, we're going to reach forward. Draw the shoulders back into the sockets. Hold. Keep your breath flowing. 7th breath. Come out if you need, otherwise 3 more. Beautiful. Again, you can come to standing. Just release the arms next to the body. Close the eyes down. Take a couple of breaths. Notice how the body feels. One more breath. Opening your eyes up. We're going to come into a little hamstring stretch. So like this. Now if you find the balance isn't quite there, feel free to take your fingertips to the wall or the back of a chair for this one. You're going to take your weight into your left foot. We're going to pick up, so we're going to bend the right knee, take a hold of the ankle or the foot, draw the knee back in line. Inhale, reach left arm up and stretch it out. To take it a little further, you can start to really kick or press the back foot into the hand a little, taking it a bit more towards dancer. 2 more breaths on this side. Ground into your standing foot. Good, and release out. Ground into both feet for a moment, and then switch sides. Weight comes into the right foot, spread those toes out, taking a hold of the left foot, draw the knee in line. Inhale, right arm reaching. Again, you might be pressing or kicking the back foot a little into the hand to intensify the stretch. Gaze to a steady point, helping with the balance. Another breath. Gently release out, standing on both of your feet again. If you need to, take a little shake out through the legs. Eagle arms, reach the arms forward. We're going to cross over at the elbow, so take the right arm underneath the left. Crossing over. Little hug here. Let's hug to our shoulders, and this is a variation you can stay in. Otherwise, you'll twist your arms into Eagle Garandasana. Inhale to lift the elbows to about shoulder height and point through the fingertips. And exhale to round into the upper back, taking the elbows toward the chest. Take another breath. Inhale, lift elbows up, unravel the arms, take a nice sway from side to side to release, and then switch it over. Reaching the arms, left one underneath, come to your hug. Again, you could stay right there, otherwise twist. Garandasana Eagle, lifting the elbows to about shoulder height. Inhale. Exhale, fold and round back. Another breath. Inhale, coming back up. Unravel your arms and sway them from side to side. Moving into tree pose, Vriksasana. Again, if you find the balance is not quite there, then fingertips to the wall, or again, you could use the back of a chair. We're going to start with our hands on our hips and shift our weight into our left foot. So really shift that weight over and do what you need to bring the strength into that leg. Spread the toes, ground into the foot, lift the kneecap, firm up your thigh. And then when you're ready, you can bring the right foot on the inside of the leg. So you might have toe tips down. That's going to be really stable. Or you might be able to bring your foot up onto your calf, or maybe into the inner thigh, which is a little bit unavailable to me right now. And then from there, hands at heart, reach up overhead. Inhale. Hold, soften the shoulders, exhale. and breathe. Notice that this pose requires you to balance moment to moment. Rebalance. Helps us to become very present, noticing what's happening in the body and letting other things just drop away. Last breath here. To release out, bring hands to heart center and take your foot down to the floor. If that was quite strong on your standing leg, give it a good little shake out. And we'll change sides. Setting up the same, again feel free, you can have fingertips at the wall or holding the back of a chair, hands at hips. When you're ready, bring the weight into the right foot. Spread that weight out across the whole foot. Lift the kneecap, firm the thigh. Tree pose, Vriksasana. Come into your variation. Hands at heart. Reaching up overhead, inhale. Exhale, soften the shoulders and breathe. Gazing to one point. Helping to bring steadiness into the body by gazing to a single point. 2 more breaths. Hands to heart center. Gently release your foot back to the floor. Give the standing leg a little shake out. Good. We're going to move into a lunge and then flow into warrior 2 from that lunge. So have your feet there at hip distance, hands onto the hips, and we'll step the right foot back for a lunge. So we're going to take a big step back. Keep that space between the feet, so that width for stability, and then bend your front knee. We've got the back heel lifted for our lunge, reaching the arms up into, reaching out through the fingertips, softening the shoulders, crescent lunge. Hug the thighs toward each other, ground a little more into the feet, find spaciousness in the upper body. Breathe and hold. Steadiness. 2 more breaths. Good. So to move into warrior 2, we're going to be dropping the back heel, and if it's comfortable, just reach the arms straight out wide. You can always take hands to hips first and then reach out again as well. Okay, so warrior Virabhadrasana 2, taking that knee to about a right angle, arms reach wide. We want to then gaze along the front hand. We want energy out through our fingertips, but softness into the shoulders. Anchor the back foot. 3 breaths. One more breath. Good. Take the hands onto the hips. We'll step to the top, so if you need to, just wriggle the back foot in a little and step up. Feet at hip distance, we'll swap sides. So coming into the lunge first, you're going to step your left foot back, so big step back. Back heel is lifted, hips level to the top of the mat. Thighs hugging toward each other, reach up for crescent lunge. Nice full breaths, filling up and emptying out. Staying nice and grounded into the lower body. Length and space coming into the upper body. One more breath. Warrior. Virabhadrasana 2. Drop the back heel. Wriggle that back foot back if it's not quite wide enough. Bend the front knee. Arms reach wide. Turning the head, gazing along the front hand. Breathing here, noticing the strength you're building in your body, but also the strength that's already there. 3 breaths. Good. Releasing hands into the hips. Wriggle the back foot in. Stepping to the top. We're going to come into seated poses now. So if you'd like a prop, perhaps a 3-fold blanket, or your block, or maybe you've got a nice comfy cushion to sit on at home. As you sit on your prop, you want to be more towards the front of it. So you've kind of got almost a sliding off and a tipping forward effect. We're going to, come into Janu Sirsasana to begin with. So we'll bend the left knee, placing the foot just into the inside of the thigh, dropping the left knee out to the side. Being mindful, you might need a little bend in the front knee. You might want to keep a little softness in your foot. Coming forward if it's comfortable. Lengthen the spine. Inhale on fingertips. Exhale, perhaps start to walk the hands forward a little. Drop the chin toward the chest. And breathe here. Give myself a bit more space. Two more breaths on this first side. Gently walk your fingertips back, bringing yourself up and change over. I'm separating my thigh and my foot just a little so that I've got more space for my belly. So if you need to do that, go ahead. Or you can take this leg a little more out to the side so that when you come forward, you've got more space. If you've got a lovely pregnant belly like me. Fingertips to the mat. Inhale, find your length through the spine. Exhale, fold. Two more breaths. Once you're ready, start to walk the hands in and then bring the soles of your feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. You can stay upright in this one, so you might even just take the fingertips behind to help maintain the length in the spine. Or you might be coming forward, so you might have your hands around your ankles, bending the elbows wide. Once you've found your sweet spot to hold for your breaths here, gently drop the chin a little. Turn your focus inward. These poses encourage the breath to really slow down. This in turn allows the heart to slow down, allows the space between your thoughts to slow down. Our attention then can be with the internal, just noticing that landscape. Noticing sensations in the body. Allowing the breath to deepen and slow down. Two more breaths. Gently roll yourself up. One last seated pose. Coming into Upavista Konasana. Taking the legs wide, just remembering there are a few options. So you can always prop yourself up higher in this pose to lift the hips up. You can always have a bend in the knees, and you could come into a variation, something like this for your body. So just know that there are a few options, and you can adjust into one of those. Again, you might like to just stay completely upright, softening the shoulders, resting the hands comfortably. Or you could bring fingertips in front and start to fold a little in the middle. A little, or maybe for some of you a lot, folding. And be with your breath. Notice if you can go a little deeper into the pose physically, deeper into yourself, and let yourself perhaps fold a little more, or reside a little more with the focus inside. Noticing how you feel. Two more breaths. To come out, start to walk the hands in. Gently come out of the legs, so have the hands under the knees to bend the knees and come into simple cross leg or any seated pose for you that you know you can hold in. We're going to be finishing with a body awareness meditation, and you could also be laying down for this. So we'll be moving through that body awareness, and then we'll be resting either seated or laying down. So it's completely up to you which you would like to choose today. Settle into your body, whether you're seated or laying down. Just make sure the spine is long, the face is soft, softening all the muscles of the face, the jaw, teeth, tongue, around the forehead, eyes. Rest the hands comfortably, perhaps just onto the thighs if you're seated, or away from the body a little if you're laying down. Coming through this body awareness so that we are left with a greater sense of wholeness. We'll start at the feet. Noticing both feet. Moving to the shins and calves. Both knees. Feeling into both thighs. Moving to the hips and the whole pelvic region. Back body, lower back. Middle back. Upper back. Come to the front body, lower belly. Upper belly. The ribs. The chest. And the heart space. Both shoulders. Both hands. Wrists. Lower arms. Both elbows. Upper arms. Shoulder blades. Noticing the back of the neck, the skull, the face, and the throat. And for a moment, become aware of the whole body, the whole of your body, the whole body together. Allow yourself to sink a little deeper into the floor if you're laying down. If you're sitting up, allow the spine to lengthen and the seat to become more grounded. Resting here. I invite you to stay where you are in this Shavasana, deeply aware, resting your whole self. Stay as long as you need. I'll complete the practice with one Om. You may like to join me for that. Hands at Anjali or just leave them where they are. Breath in. Namaste. Om Shanti. Shanti Shanti. Peace in your mind, heart, spirit.